Are we ready? What up, y'all?
What it do? I was clapping.
What's going on?
Oh, we recording, shouting.
Sorry if we sound a bit discombobulated. Somebody didn't tell me that we was
That's
getting
because we
ready
in a
to
new
record.
space, y'all. We in a new space.
We are in a new space. If you're listening, you don't know that. Well, you can't see that, but if you're watching, you can see that we are in a new space. We are in our bedroom.
I mean, the acoustics could be different.
Oh, I don't know. Does it sound different?
Does it sound different?
If it sounds different, it's because we're in a new space.
Then the bed don't squeak, so I can't make weird bed squeaking.
Yes, praise God for that, because we don't need no squeaking bed, okay? Too much activity for that.
Right? Hey, look, Let's Make Out is the title.
Speaking of, welcome, guys. Welcome to the Let's Make Out podcast, where we make out all things love, life, and laughter.
That's right.
I am one of your hosts, Gabrielle, a.k.a. Gabe.
That's right, and I'm the other host, Chad, a.k.a. Babe. I almost forgot. I was like, wait, a.k.a. what? A.k.a.
C-Rad.
C-Rad. Shout out to Erica.
Shout out to HT.
Shout out to HT.
Yeah, so, cue the music shot. Of course it ain't ready, y'all.
Because it can't be ready.
That ain't the beginning.
I swear, she gonna start doing this. I'm telling you.
We need a better system. Oh, don't keep on saying. Oh my.
It's good. We don't need it right now.
But I needed to egg so I can know where to come in.
I swear it's right.
Babe, how many episodes are we in now? You should know this.
There you go.
You stopped it. All right.
What up, y'all?
So, we're back.
We are back.
And if you do not know how to get in contact with us, let's go ahead and tell you that now. We would love for you to interact with us at Let's Make Out Podcast on Facebook and
YouTube.
No, Instagram.
Well, YouTube too.
Interact with us on okay.
Okay, wait. We had to remember to say yes. We want you to interact with us. You can go over to Instagram and to Facebook and Let's Make Out Podcast. Mm-hmm. You can go to YouTube, youtube.com/Let's Make Out Podcast. And then Twitter is Let's Make Out Pod.
Yes.
Or you can go to GabeBabeTV.com.
And you can get all of that.
Everything.
Yeah. But yeah, if you want to watch it, go on over to YouTube and watch it, because I think it's funny. Like, I am a big fan of podcasts, but I would love to be able to actually watch a lot of the podcasts that I listen to, because I think it's better when you can like see somebody's expression and you know what I'm saying, like you get all the nuances.
I think so.
And all of that stuff.
I think too, like, you know, that's why I think that radio shows that like have YouTube channels, they actually film. You know, like Hot 97 and stuff like that. Like, I think it just gives you.
I think Dave Ramsey films too.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. But it gives you like a behind the scenes, such a different genre there. Hot 97, Dave Ramsey.
I guess he was like, the first one that came to my mind.
I'm talking about Charlamagne the guy, and you over here.
That's Dave hilarious. I think it's funny because I'm aware of Charlamagne and the Breakfast Club, but I couldn't tell you what that station is. So the fact that you know that it's Hot 97 is new to me. Like, that's so interesting. I didn't know that. I guess I'm not that much of a fan. Because I feel like I should know. But I am a fan. I like the Breakfast Club.
I mean, it's a good show, but like I don't really like listen to it.
You don't like listen to
it. I watch the
YouTube
much. Clips more than anything. So
I catch
like
the clips on the Shade Room.
Right, exactly. Hashtag not sponsored.
So what's going on, you guys? It's my birthday week.
It is. It's crazy. I'm about to be old and crusty.
First of all, I will never be crusty, honey.
Yeah, I'll buy you extra lotion.
Second of all,
I've already bought her like 6 lotion packs.
Whatever.
So I'm
gonna stop saying that
down.
I'm old, because I am not getting old. I am getting seasoned. Okay. Doesn't matter that I'm gonna be closer to 40 than I am 30.
Seasoned beautifully.
I feel some type of way about that. Thank you, love. But anyway, it is my birthday on Saturday, June the 30th.
It's crazy.
Last day of the month. And we are going to be celebrating
in
St. Croix. I am so
Gabrielle.
I am so excited. See, I played along.
You did. I'm proud of you.
You better not be making chomping noises on the baby's eating a whole fruit bowl.
Whole fruit bowl,
here.
y'all.
He
this
got
is good.
strawberries and grapes and blueberries and bananas, and it looks amazing. I don't have a fruit bowl because I've been experimenting with intermittent fasting.
You've been experimenting with intimate fasting.
Yeah, I've been experimenting with that, and my eating window is from 12 to 8. So
she's got 13 minutes before she can eat.
13 minutes before I can eat. I made her coffee too, and I've been like trying to wait until 12 because I put some creamer in it. So I don't know all the specifics of intermittent fasting.
She's doing good though.
But I've been doing really good, and I've been seeing a difference. So
yeah, and then she's been doing the keto and intermittent fasting.
I've been hit or miss with the keto. The keto hasn't been as good because I am breastfeeding, so I don't want to take the traditional keto route, which is where you eat 20 grams or less of carbs, because I'm breastfeeding and I'm not trying to tank my supply. I need that joint. So I've been reading a lot, and most people that breastfeed say that they start at 50 grams of carbs a day, and then they try to like reduce them over the next couple weeks or something to see where they can like keep their milk supply up and still have low carb. So yeah, I've been kind of tracking, kind of not. Like I have an idea of what I'm eating, but it hasn't been super strict. But it's still been working.
Yeah, she's been doing good, and then she's been.
I'm happy about that.
Yeah, and she's been. I mean, we've been introducing other like foods to Reagan, and so she's been eating just usually it's like one item a day outside of breast milk. So I mean, as you do that more, then that might be a time where you can actually shift down to lower carbs as she's starting to eat more other foods.
Yeah, true.
Because the amount of milk she'll need during the day should be less once we start introducing more food.
Right. True. So let's see. How are you doing this week?
I'm good, y'all. I had a triathlon on last Saturday and this past Saturday. So 2 Saturdays in a row. Had 2 sprint triathlons. The one a couple weeks ago, it was okay. Didn't go like amazing. My swim was great, but the rest of the stuff wasn't that great. The one I did Saturday was actually probably my best. Time-wise, it was my best. Yeah. It didn't feel like it was my best. Honestly, I don't know, maybe because it was like a gloomy day. It didn't feel like it was my best, but like the time on my watch and the time on the final results,
you said it was good.
Was my best.
Hey, it's all that matters.
So I'll take it. But yeah, it's been a good week. I'm excited to travel. I'm really excited. We're a traveling family.
We are.
But I'm excited really to take a trip with just Gabrielle and I.
Yeah, that'll be exciting. Yeah. I guess we took one in April where we went to Playlist.
Yeah, but that was kind of a business one. This is
still kind of business.
This is business, but it's not like that. There's just a lot of stuff involved, like a lot of people, a lot of like interaction. Like we'll do some interaction on this trip, but this is like next to the beach, paradise. So
true.
It's a little different.
Yeah, that's true.
How about
we'll have downtime. Downtime.
Our downtime would be make out time.
No.
Down, 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 down.
We're singing 2 completely different songs.
I know we were. Okay, so how about you, Shorty? How you doing?
I'm doing good. Doing good. Doing great. I haven't packed yet. No surprise there.
No surprise.
Every time we're getting ready to go out of town, I tell myself, I am going to pack early. I am not going to be up until the crack of dawn the day we leave packing. And it has not happened yet.
You see my face?
There's still hope. There is still hope for me because today is Monday. We don't leave until Wednesday. So there is hope for me, okay?
Yes, keep hope alive.
Keep hope alive. But yeah, so let's see. What has happened since the last time we talked? Thank you for everybody that listened to our last podcast and left your suggestions. What am I trying to say here? I just had like a brain fart. Your comments. That's
that smell.
Well, if you get your life. To everybody that left their comments and everything.
Yeah.
Thank you. You guys liked the segment where we talked about kind of what was going on in the world. And so that's something we'll probably keep, maybe not every episode, but we'll talk about certain hot topics and
speaking of
things like that.
I thought it was dope that Black Panther, Chadwick, gave his award to his name just escaped me, but
gentleman
from the Waffle House.
The Waffle House,
that took down the the assailant there. That was pretty cool for him to
that
do
was
that
awesome.
in a public forum. It was cool for the awards to have him there, but then for, the man of the year, Black Panther, pretty much. Because I think he won the BET Awards last night.
Yeah.
So
I didn't watch those.
we didn't get to watch him, but I think he won last night. And so I think it was just really cool that he did that, and he's definitely a good.
Well, he didn't give that award away at the BET Awards. That was another award.
I'm saying I was just saying. No, that was the other awards. I'm just saying it was cool that he also won last night. Though. I'm just saying that he also won last night.
Okay.
So he's like the man of the year, like Black Panther. Outside of being a great movie.
Yeah.
I mean, great acting, all the stuff. So I thought it was cool that he did that, and he's definitely been a good representation for like just that whole movie and the Marvel.
Absolutely.
The whole direction with that has been awesome, and it's cool to see that there's actually been. That the response has been so big.
Oh,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, absolutely.
So, man, that's something that happened. What else? World Cup is happening. World Cup, she don't care about that.
I could care less about soccer. Do you guys watch soccer?
Yeah.
Or football?
Yeah, World Cup is happening. U.S. didn't make it, so obviously we can't cheer for them. If you are cheering for the U.S., FYI, they didn't make it, so they're not playing. If you're waiting to watch one of their matches, it won't happen.
You'll be waiting.
You'll be waiting. So, yeah. So in the meantime, because there is no U.S. team, I've been trying to figure out, like, so I'm like, you know what? Did my ancestry results, like not too long ago or, a couple months ago we did.
Yeah.
And I'm like, 92%, English or British or whatever. So I figured I should just cheer for England, I guess.
For them, yes.
And
which is ridiculous.
Yeah, I've been chatting with Mike. Mike and Patricia. I don't know if you guys know who they are. I'm sure you do. But I've been chatting with Mike. Obviously he's going for England. So I was like, well, look, I'll just join up with you, man, because I don't have a team. I don't have a dog in this fight. So yeah, and then outside the big names, like funny. Ronaldo and stuff like that. But
I don't know who any of these people are.
Neymar with Brazil, and so I mean, it's been fun to watch. What else? What about you, Sweet? On the sports side, what about you?
Yeah, because I'm like sitting here like, are we done yet? I don't know anything about
Where do you think LeBron's going, sweetheart?
What if he came to Indianapolis? Do you think he would come to Indianapolis?
Okay. All right, moving on.
You don't think he would come to Indy?
No. I mean, I wish.
Not that I'm like a huge basketball fan either. I just thought it would be fun.
I mean, it would be dope if the Pacers could get a guy like LeBron.
Has he officially said he was leaving?
He has until the 29th, so he has till the end of the week.
Oh, okay.
Till Friday.
Where do you think he's going? I don't know.
The rumor is that he's going to the Lakers.
I was just about to say, would he go to the Lakers?
That's the biggest rumor because...
Ooh, the Lake Show.
Because the Lakers are trying to get like either Kawhi Leonard from the Spurs, obviously LeBron. They're trying to get Paul George from OKC because he grew up in LA.
Yeah.
So there's if LeBron goes to LA and they get one more guy, I mean the Lakers could be. I mean, Golden State's still gonna be Golden State next year. So
yeah.
Problem with that though is that he goes to the West, and the West is just gonna be even more dominant.
Right, because ain't nothing happening over here on the East.
Yeah, so it kind of stinks, thinking about that way. But I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't think he's gonna stay with Cleveland because I don't think they're gonna make the right strides to keep him. Mm-hmm. And he proved that this year he had to do everything in his ability, and then they got swept.
Okay, so moving right along because that's a whole lot of sports talk.
It was.
I want to talk about music.
We're going to turn this into a sports show.
We're definitely not doing that. Can we talk about the Carters, though? Yes, honey. I wonder if that's going to be like their new thing because they just slid it on out there like, oh, by the way, we have an album.
Didn't Beyonce do that?
Go. Yes, and I feel like 444, did he put 444 before it came out? Or it was just like, hey, by the way, here's my album?
I don't think so.
So I feel like that's their MO now.
Just drop it.
Like, who needs promotion? With Beyonce and Jay-Z, let's just throw it out there. Y'all gonna buy it. Y'all gonna listen to it. Yes, we have Tidal because I think I bought it when Lemonade came out because I wanted to listen to Lemonade. So I forgot that I had it though because I don't really listen to it on a normal, like I always go towards Spotify normally, and I was like, dang, I can't even listen to it. And then I was like, wait a minute, let me try to log in Tidal, and I still had it. So I love this album. Everything is Love is what it's called, and I am a really big fan. Now, I will say that my first listen, I wasn't sure what I thought about it. Babe was so funny. He was looking at me. He's like, "What did you say when I listen to a new Beyonce? How I'll be looking serious?"
When she listens to a new Beyonce song, y'all, like obviously you guys are watching right now, can't see my face, but the ones that are watching, here's what she be doing. She's driving in a car. Mm-hmm. It's like she's like.
There's so
like
many things going through my mind.
It's a mix between like confusion, excitement, constipation. Just joking. No, but it's just like this. Her face is. I always tell her when she's looking at social media. I'm like, sweetheart, are you okay? She's like, oh yeah, I'm looking at something really funny. I'm like, well, you look concerned, so fix your face.
Well, I think when I'm listening to it the first time, I'm trying to listen to the lyrics, trying to put everything together. And then I'm like, gosh, this is really vulgar. There is a lot of profanity in this album. And, you know, part of me mourns the old Beyonce. I'm just going to go out there and say it. Part of me would love to hear a nice ballad or two. And I just feel like she's just not in that space where she's making that type of music. And it makes me a little sad. But I love the album. I'm like multiple listens in, and I absolutely love it. Trying to think of what my favorite track is. I don't know. What is my favorite track? I don't know. I'm going to have to think about
What's
that.
my favorite Beyonce song?
I don't know. Am I supposed to know that?
It's a fast. It's like it's not a ballad, I guess. I mean, it could be a ballad. I don't know enough about music to what a ballad is. So
it's like a slow love song.
Well, it's okay. This is a faster love song. It's Love on Top.
Love on Top. I knew that.
That is my favorite. But I don't feel like Beyonce's gonna be putting out hits like that. I mean, she'll put out hits.
No, they're hits now.
No, they're hits. What I mean,
twisted.
they're not hits. What I mean is, I don't think she'll be putting out songs like that.
Yeah.
That's like a great song. I love that song.
Yeah, it's great. I think Nice and Boss are my two faves. I like Love Happy. I think that's the one where they're like telling all the business. I love this album because they are speaking on the things that have happened to them. Like, can we just take a moment to respect the hustle? They had marital issues and released 3 whole albums about these issues. Like, ain't that crazy? You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, it's great. I love their authenticity, but it's just like, man, look at that, taking lemons and making lemonade, literally. Like,
no, they did.
For real.
No, I mean, I think it just, but you know, it speaks to, it's their marriage.
Yeah.
It's their relationship. It's their problems, and they came up with their solution. Mm-hmm. It's for nobody else to do for them. Everybody's like, well, Jay-Z or Beyonce, you should do this. Jay-Z, you should do this. Yeah. Like, none of the opinions matter.
No, I mean,
it's
absolutely
their relationship.
Not, especially when it comes to your relationship.
Your relationship. So, I mean, that's a bigger lesson, even, but no other opinions matter.
Yeah, it's
so,
true.
Whether you ask for them or not, they don't matter, because what's in your relationship is, and this ties into what we're going to be talking about.
Yeah.
But I think that they just said, you know what? It don't matter.
Yeah, like,
what
I mean,
people think. This is our business, what we do. You know what? Let's go ahead and tell our story in our art form. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because I think as a creative, right, you take your pain, you take your experiences, whatever it is you've gone through, and you use that to create. And it's like, I remember listening to Jay-Z, I don't remember who it was he had the interview with, and he was talking about how Lemonade and 444 were not necessarily meant to be separate. Like, it's not like they set out to do that separately. They were making music together. It was part of their like healing. And he was saying, you know, we got tracks, we still got a bunch of tracks, but it just kind of, as we started making this music, it started to separate into like, you know, her side and my side. And I, you know, obviously I didn't know that Everything is Love was coming, but now it all like brings it all together. Like, that's to get to a place to where you go through like hell, because I can't even imagine, like, I mean, I've been in a relationship where I've been cheated on, but that was a relationship. But like, to imagine like my husband, you know what I'm saying?
You got kids.
Yeah, and you got like a family and you have business together. Like, to imagine going through that and being in such being in the public eye, even though they do a very, very good job of not being in the public eye. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not a whole lot of paparazzi pictures about them.
For as big as they are,
yeah,
they're
like,
really good about.
How do they do that?
Yeah.
I feel like everybody else just be in the
you see pictures of Kanye in sweatpants and Yeezys every 5 seconds.
Yes, it's crazy.
So,
and speaking of Kanye, let me take a quick break. I do want to say that if you watched or listened to the last episode where I was saying how, Kanye's been crazy. I do want to rephrase that and make sure that you guys understand. I am not calling him as a person crazy. I am not equating bipolar
with crazy.
Exactly. I should have been better with my words and said that he has had some crazy actions. His actions
have been
a little off the wall. And I feel like they've been off the wall since his mom passed. And we just learned that he has bipolar.
Exactly.
It's been a huge speculation, but he just confirmed it. So I was not saying that bipolarism equals crazy.
We have loved ones,
like,
people that we know.
Totally not what I was saying. So I wanted to make sure that I clarified that because I think it just kind of came out the wrong way.
Because we have loved ones that
suffer from that. Yeah. So I'm very sensitive to that,
absolutely.
And I didn't want it to come off that way. So
absolutely.
But back to the Carters. So I just think it's beautiful how they have taken this harsh thing that they've been through and have just created everything. We've got our tickets. We going on the run too. And it's funny because we bought the tickets. We didn't know what they were going to be singing. I was like, I don't know what they're going to be performing, but I'm up in that mug.
Well,
so now I
got to listen to the album more.
You got to start listening to the album because you got a month.
Yeah.
You got about a month and a half before we go. So
I'm excited though because their concerts are always dope.
Yeah.
And Soldier Field in Chicago. Is that where it's at? Or is it the United Center? Is it Soldier Field again?
I feel like it's Soldier Field.
Because Soldier Field, that venue.
That's such a good venue.
Y'all,
man. We've been to so many concerts there.
Goodness. We can name all the concerts we've been there, and they've been amazing.
They've been so good.
This will be our third one that involves a Carter.
Will it?
At Soldier Field.
Or fourth for me, because her last.
Oh yeah, so this will be our fourth. This will be our fourth that involves.
You didn't
a Carter.
go to that one, but you came to Chicago with us.
Yeah. So. Beyonce on the run, Beyonce by herself, on the run one. You got the Jay-Z, Justin Timberlake, and then this will be the fourth one. That's crazy, right?
It is crazy. So speaking of cheating and infidelity, we did kind of want to cover the subject of, is cheating a deal breaker? And is it grounds for divorce? How do you feel about that? And it's perfect because we actually got a question from a listener. She emailed us a question. So, I don't know. Do you think I should email, or do you want to tell our thoughts and then we'll get to her question?
Yeah, I'll tell our thoughts. I think, first of all, we appreciate you sending us the email.
Thanks, girl.
And being willing to just confide in two people that you don't know.
Yeah.
But we just appreciate that, and we just hope that that things are getting better. First and foremost, regardless of what we say, we just pray that things are getting better. And but I think you want to go first?
So when I think about infidelity and cheating, I have always taken the stance that it's not a deal breaker for me in terms of once we got married, in our marriage. And I will say that because when we got married, we decided that divorce was not an option for us. It's got to be some for real.
Yeah, we truly meant that. It's got to be something,
something crazy. I'm trying to think what would be. I don't even know.
Whatever that would be, we wouldn't happen.
Yeah, so, it would just have to be ridiculous. Yeah. And I just feel like I've been in a position. And I've been on both sides also. I've been in a relationship where I have cheated. Nothing that I'm proud of. But I've also been in a relationship where I have been cheated on. So I can understand sometimes both parts of the story. But in my previous relationship, I took this person back multiple times. So for me, in my marriage, you're my husband. I love you more than I love anybody else. So
love
it's if I could take back the boyfriend that, you know what I'm saying, that wasn't worth two dead flies anyway, how much more can I show you grace, and you know what I'm saying, forgive you, and you know, and you know what I'm saying, like, I've never been in this situation, so it's a lot easier to talk about it when you haven't experienced it versus knowing what you would do or how you would feel if it actually happened. Thank you, love. Yeah, that's not going down. So, but you know what I'm saying, like, I would like to think that I would be in a place where I could forgive you and we could move forward, because I don't believe that once a cheater, always a cheater. And I think I believe that because I've cheated before.
Yeah,
but that doesn't make me a cheater. You know what I'm saying?
I think,
and that was a relationship years ago, like a decade at least ago.
Yeah, same thing. I think that I've made the same mistakes in previous relationships, and have had that happen to me as well. And I think that I just think that you grow. You know, you grow, and if you're defined by a mistake that you made in the past, but you haven't made that same mistake in your current situation, your current life, right? Then that shouldn't define you. You know, you should be able to grow past a mistake, right?
Absolutely.
So
yes,
so if anybody disagrees with that you shouldn't be able to grow past a mistake if you're truly trying to grow and not making the same mistake, well, then we just disagree. I mean, I think you can get better as a person, but you have to work at it.
Absolutely.
And you have to gain trust back and all that kind of stuff. So for us in our marriage, you know, that's just not going to happen. Hasn't happened, won't happen. But you know, in our past lives, we've made those mistakes. So I think since it's not in our current relationship, you know, when we read the email of you know, like, it was sent to us, it's one of those things where it's hard to understand the actually being in the moment, right? In that situation.
Yeah, it is definitely hard to understand, because I was going to say that even though cheating is not a deal breaker, you only get one time. Like, this is not something that you can repeat.
No,
think that I'm about to just be here. No, dog. Like, I might give you one chance to slip up, but even still, like, I feel like, and especially, like, you have to know your spouse.
Yeah.
I know Chad, and it's going to take a lot for him to even get to that point. Like, you know what I'm saying? He's not the type of guy that would just be out here all willy-nilly doing whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's not, like, this man don't even answer DMs. You know what I'm saying? He deletes them. Like, I delete DMs, for him to ever get to that point, we might have some things to talk about, because it's like, what is really happening for you to get there? You know what I'm saying?
It's like, for me, like, I mean, Gabriel knows I'm trying. Look, let's be adults here. Look, I'm trying to. I can say a couple ways. I'm trying to smash, or I'm trying to make love.
I think making love sounds better
every day.
But I mean, you know.
I mean, all the time. Like, Gabriel, if she get out the shower, I'm there waiting. Like, I mean, I love my wife. My wife,
lies, okay?
To me, my wife is the sexiest woman ever created.
Thank you.
And so, I think that it's just one of those things where you know, mistakes happen, you know, and when you get into a relationship, you know, a serious relationship, aka marriage, especially where there's kids involved, you know, and you guys love each other, you communicate, you know, and, you know, then you guys should have all of those talks, you know, about, you know, what are we willing to compromise on, what are we not willing to compromise on, what, you know, if something bad happens, how are we going to handle it? You know, what are my no-go policies? Like,
what are my deal breakers?
What are my deal breakers? Because that's important just to know, you know, for each other, because, you know, you should never get to those deal breakers.
Right, exactly.
But at the same time, it's okay to establish those deal breakers.
No, I think it's very okay to establish it. I mean, I think that's par for the course, like something that you should discuss or talk about. You ain't got to go through every single scenario, but, you know, just a loose idea of, you know, this is what I'm expecting in this marriage, and this is what I'm not expecting in this marriage. And then also, I feel like to get to a point of cheating, I feel like mentally you have checked out way before the action even happens. So it comes back to being solid in your communication.
Yeah.
So when you start to check out, or if something is happening, you could be like feeling comfortable enough to go to your spouse and be like, look, we need to talk.
Yeah.
Because I'm having these thoughts, or I'm not feeling appreciated, I'm not feeling loved, I don't feel ...
Yeah.
and I don't want this to turn into something bad.
Absolutely.
You know, so and I think we have a pretty good understanding.
Yeah,
I feel like our communication is solid.
You communicate.
So,
and if we ever, you know, in the very few instances where we thought we weren't communicating well enough, we would just say, "Hey, look, let's just talk about this for, you know, what's going on? What are you thinking? Here's what I'm thinking," and be done.
Yeah.
You know, and it could be over like the one time I remember, because it's very few and far between, was when Chad was going through his little phase of, you know, kind of acting up a bit. You know, maybe when he was like 3 years old or something like that. You know, and we just needed to talk about, okay, well, you're disciplining him this way, I discipline him this way, so we need to come to an agreement on what the best way is, because we need to be consistent, because we're two parents, but we're the same parent when it comes to disciplining, right?
Yeah,
we should be.
We should be on the same
chord, right?
Yeah.
So stuff like that, you know, obviously we had to just stop ourselves and say, okay, you know, and figure it out, right? But that comes down to communication. So that word is always there. If communication is good in your relationship, then I really feel like, because communication it means a good communication and bad. I mean, it means in good stuff and bad stuff.
Yeah.
You should be able to communicate about all of it. Like, for real, like, hey, I want more booty.
No, seriously, I was just about to say, even down to that. Or, you know what? Sex is getting kind of boring. Let's try something and switch it up. Like, you should be able to have. You should be able to say that
without hurting anybody's feelings.
Yes, and even if you do, sometimes you say things and you don't intend to hurt
and you
feelings,
can
but it can happen. But at least being open and honest about if something is said that does hurt your feelings, instead of holding on to it. You know, like, it just. Man, I'm telling you, communication can just solve so many problems if people just talk about what is happening. Because, I mean, it's life. Things are going to come up. You're not always going to be happy. You're not always going to be pleased. Or, you know, sometimes you have to switch things up.
Yeah,
and nobody will know that. Nobody is a mind reader. Nobody is a mind reader. So, you know, you might as well just say it and move forward.
Say it. You should be able to say it to the person that you love and have committed your life to.
Absolutely.
And if you can't, then that's something you should get addressed very quickly.
Yeah. Because
that can stop the future issues from happening. Because a lot of times I think when people basically they're seeking attention. Whatever that attention is, they're seeking attention, or they're seeking appreciation, or seeking something
that they're not.
Doesn't mean it's right. It doesn't mean it's right by any means, but they're seeking something. And they haven't expressed it to you, and you haven't inquired either. So there's a breakdown in communication, and people that are they have a weak moment. They get, you know, in a weak moment, in a weak mental state.
Yeah.
They sometimes will, you know, and it doesn't make it right, but that's kind of a communication breakdown. I really believe
it is. So, okay, I'm going to read this. It's quite lengthy, so I'm going to try and, like, paraphrase it.
I'm going to eat my fruit.
So, basically, my now husband and I have been together 3.5 years, married for 3 years together, and have been together through him using alcohol, lying about significant things, causing family drama, and so much more. About year 2.5, things started to change and get better. We got married, and we have a 19-month-old son and a 4-month-old. So here's the issue. Last June, I got pregnant with twins and was very happy and excited. And during my 5th month of pregnancy, I found out that we lost one of the twins. I'm so sorry to hear that.
Yeah, I know
but it really took a toll on me. I fell into a deep depression and had another child to take care of, so I didn't want to affect the other child that I was carrying. During this time, I lost myself. It was very difficult for me. Of course, he was going through it too. He tried to be strong for me, as I would cry every day and break down at any moment, especially when family members or friends would ask about it. During that time, a lot of things stopped. Sex being one. Not only was it caused by my depression, but it was also painful for me. Also, his type of job, he was only home on the weekends, so he would be tired most of the time, and he would want to sleep. So things just, didn't happen. We were kind of like passing each other. Fast forward, I noticed a change in his behavior. He wanted to go out and leave for work at early hours. So I decided to go through his phone, which I normally don't do, but a woman's intuition kept telling me that something was wrong. And I found out that he had been talking to another woman, which completely broke my heart. It made me feel less and put me into an even deeper depression and broke me. When I found out, I immediately packed my bags for me and my children, and we left. I could not bear the pain of this being my second marriage and not thinking that he would ever do this to me, no matter how hard it got. But it did. So for a while, I hated him. I couldn't bear to look at him or even being in his sight without wanting to punch him in the face. Sorry, I was just that angry and hurt. Here, I get it. During that time, all we did was argue and fight, and his excuse was that he was tired of being stuck in the house. And he wanted to go out and have fun, and there were plenty of times, she said there were plenty of times that I would ask him to go out, even if it was just to go to the park to have alone time, but his excuse was that he was too tired, so I stopped asking. But he was never too tired when it came to seeing this other woman or hanging out with her. Fast forward, I took the time to pray about the situation because I didn't want to have hatred in my heart. He ended up telling me what happened, saying that he entertained her but nothing physical. To me, that's still cheating. After months of being separated, we got back together, but I don't trust him. I feel like he done it once, he will do it again. I feel like because he has lied so much, I don't know what to believe anymore. I want this to work because we have 3 children, 2 boys, and our angel baby, but I don't want to be used. Recently, we went to the store and we seen the woman there, and he points her out to me. Seeing her made me feel so insecure because I'm like, look at her compared to me. Maybe that's what he likes. He said that he won't ever do it again, and I know that I'm supposed to forgive, but every time he leaves the house, I feel like, what if we are together now, but I honestly don't feel for him what I used to. I might have messed that up, but she says she doesn't feel for him like she used to. She just wants to be happy and loved the way she deserves to be. I want my kids to be in a healthy family, which him or I have never had. I've tried talking to him, but he just brushes it off or seems to not take me serious. I just feel lost and trying to find my way. Please offer any advice you have. Also, we did go to counseling, but after one session, he made excuses. P.S. Again, he is older than me by a lot of years, so I feel maybe our age difference plays a part in it as well. Sorry for the bad grammar, run-on sentences. I'm using voice text. Sorry, a lost and hurt peep. I am so sorry.
Yeah.
So sorry that you're going through this, first of all.
Absolutely.
That sucks. Like, no woman should feel unloved or unwanted by their own husband, and I'm so sorry for that. I'm sorry for your loss also.
Absolutely.
That was a loaded question, though.
I'll let you get a break and let you get your wind back.
Yeah. What are your thoughts? What is your advice?
My advice would be that, you know, I think that you have a right to feel the way that you felt. You know, obviously you have a right to feel that way. And you know, it sucks that from what your email is saying, that it doesn't seem like he is putting in the effort. Mm-hmm. He says he won't ever do it again, but what is he doing to show you that he won't do it again? You know, and maybe there's some other stuff happening behind. But if he after one therapy session he's making excuses, not going, but it's important to you. Mm-hmm. Well, if he really wants to show you he'll never do it again, he should be going therapy with
Absolutely.
you if it's important to you. Excuse me. And I think that you know, the age difference could be a factor. You know, I don't know. You said it's a large difference. It could be. And, you know, I mean, there's a lot of factors we don't know, obviously, from our side. Like, has he been married previous? Does he have other kids? You know, if you know, there's a lot of other factors that we don't know, but that could be a mindset changer for him. Mm-hmm. You know, being married, being in a relationship could be something for him, could be different in his mindset. You know, and I think that it sounds like to me that maybe you guys haven't fully established the expectations of a relationship. I think that a lot of times, what we said earlier, a lot of times in relationships, people just expect, well, you don't cheat on me.
Right, like you should know that. I mean, you should, but...
You should. No, you should. You definitely should know that. But...
doesn't hurt to say it.
Doesn't hurt to say it, and doesn't hurt to, you know, to figure it out together, right? You know, in the beginning. So I think right now, It's a tough one. I mean, I think that you have to just avoiding, and here's the thing: by hating him or being depressed, feeling unloved, all that stuff, you're hurting yourself more than you're hurting him. You're hurting your kids probably because you're not the lively, mom that you probably are when you're not feeling that way. You're probably still a great mom, but you're probably not the mom that you could be because your mind is so distracted. So you're going to take care of your kids and love them the best you can. But if you don't feel loved, it's really hard to love others as much as you want to, right? So I think that you have to remember that first and foremost, your mental and emotional health is more important it should be more important to you than hating him or wanting to fix him, because that's not your job.
You can't fix him.
You can't fix him. What you've got to do is tell him, be open and honest how you feel and what you need. Like, that's it. And it like, here's what I feel, here's what I need, and what are you going to do to meet those expectations? And then if he comes back with, I'll do this, I'll do that, I want to fix it, awesome. If he comes back and says, well, I'm not doing that, or I'm not doing this,
then it's time to...
Then maybe it's not as important to him.
Yeah.
We're not voting for a divorce, we're not voting for any of that stuff, but you have to lay out the expectations of how you feel, because it seems like you were the one that was wronged in this.
You are.
So you have the right to take the soapbox, stand on it, and tell him how you feel and what you expect. And he should, if he loves you and wants to fix it,
he should.
Then
he should absolutely.
Then he should absolutely do
yes.
what you ask.
Yes, he needs to be making them therapist appointments.
Exactly.
Like literally.
He needs to show the initiative, because right now it seems like the ball's in his court. And that's just my, that's just my opinion from, that's my opinion.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I think that you did a really good job. Like, you kind of summed it up on what I would say. I would also say that, of course, you have to remember that forgiveness is for you.
Yeah.
It has nothing to do with the other party. So you want to make sure that you don't have hate in your heart, and that you forgive him so that you can move on, and that you're not affected by that, because holding on to hatred will affect you in everything else, and
Absolutely.
It will keep coming back up. So you want to make sure you forgive him for you.
Absolutely.
But also, forgiving him doesn't have to equate staying if he's not taking the actions to change. Like Chad said, if he is really not showing the initiative to change or to help you trust him again, because trust is a huge thing. When you can't trust your spouse, that's major. And it takes two to build that trust back up. And if you're the only one trying, at some point you're going to have to say, okay, I can only do this for so long, because it is affecting me. It is affecting my family. It's not fair. You said this is your second marriage also, so it's definitely not fair. Like, you want to be happy. You want to be in love. You want to feel loved. And in terms of not feeling loved by your husband, that also sucks as well. Like, that is a really bad thing. But I also wanted to just suggest that you pray about that, because he shouldn't make you feel loved. Like, I want you to love yourself enough to be confident and to feel comfortable in your skin, regardless of what she looked like. Because men, I feel like, cheat for a whole lot of different reasons. Like, they be cheating on girls that don't even be cute. Like, first of all, you know what I'm saying? Like, so don't make that, don't take seeing her make you feel less than.
It wasn't about you.
I don't feel like it wasn't. Even though he says it wasn't physical, I mean,
it's cheating.
It's cheating. You know what I'm saying? Like, whatever. If you were entertaining somebody else, it was definitely cheating, physical or not. But it's just like, I just hope that you and your self-esteem, that you pray about that this does not waver, this does not help make you feel less than, because you're fearfully and wonderfully made, you know what I'm saying? And I'm sure that you are beautiful, and you need to feel that so that you can display that, and that he can see it, that your children can see it, you know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of times when we feel bad about ourselves, it shows. And you know what I'm saying? Like, I think that if you had more confidence to be like, no, I know that I'm fly, I know that it was not me, you know what I'm saying? Like, this is you. Like, he could probably see the change, like, okay, something is different about her. Absolutely. And I think that comes with knowing, like, whose you are. You know, you said you prayed, so I'm assuming that you are a Christian and you're a woman of faith. So I would say pray on that, and then pray that God soften his heart and change him, because you can't do it. So it's like, if you want to work it out, then pray on that, do what you can, and maybe put a time, I don't know, I would say put a time limit on it. Some people would say wait on God to change him, but I do feel like you deserve to be happy. And I know that you want to stay with him. You mentioned that you want your kids to have a healthy situation, but in my opinion, nothing is healthier than children living with happy parents. Because when you're unhappy together, they see it. They feel it.
And they feel like it can mold kids' view of what a marriage is, or what being happy is. They might think that they need to be in a bad relationship to be happy. Like, you see these kids, like, guys and girls get in relationships, and I think ladies do it more. They get in a relationship with somebody that treats them like crap.
But just for the sake of the kids.
But it's normal for them because they saw their mom go through it. And it's horrible that that's a cycle that women deal with. They go through this stuff. And I think but I think it's a cycle that can be created by, because kids do sometimes model after what their parents do.
Oh yeah, most times they model after what their parents do.
Yeah, so I think. I think that, like you were saying, to add to that, I think that, I really believe that, like, when Gabriel and I came together at the age of 29, we had already made our mistakes in the past. We had already kind of lived our wild days, and had hurt people. People had hurt us. We had just been through life. We had been through situations where we weren't equally yoked.
Yeah.
Right? And so I think when we came together, we were equally yoked.
Absolutely.
So we were able to come together. So I always make the analogy, and I was told this a long time ago, is that we came together, held hands, and went up from there. Instead of coming together and one person starts going up, the other person grabs on the ankles, like dragging them, hold on. And I think that's the key point. We were equally yoked, and if you're not equally yoked in your relationship, you're not equally, just going in the same direction. Yeah, that's tough.
It is. It's really tough.
That's tough.
We don't know what goes on in the inner workings of your relationship, and we are champions for love. We are champions for marriage. So by all means, if you guys can work it out, do that. But I would just say, just don't put yourself in a situation where you're doing it because you said you don't even feel the same way. That's a big thing to not ignore, and it's not worth it to stay just for the sake of your children being in this faux happy relationship of having both parents when the parents are not happy. Like, I always say that I'm a product of divorce. I don't really know that I'm a product of divorce because I was so young when it happened. I don't know anything else. Like, my parents were married and they were divorced before I was even 2. But they are so much better as friends than they could have ever been as lovers. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, sometimes you think that it'll be bad for your children, but it'll turn out to be the best thing because they can see how parents can still have a respect for each other and co-parent, and they can see, okay,
and the
this
kids
is
are still getting the love.
Yeah, they still get the love from both, so you have to be happy. You have to be happy, and your children will thank you. Your children will thank you for making the decision to be truly happy instead of putting on this false persona, and they can see right through that.
Yeah, because life is too short to let yourself be completely unhappy. And if you have a way, here's the thing: if you know that you've done everything you can do to make the relationship work, and you've told him how you feel, you told him what you need, you told him what you expect, and he decides that he's not willing to compromise or to work on that stuff, then at the end of the day, we hate to say it, but it's one of those things where you have to then make a decision what's best for you and your kids and your sanity.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, like, if you're not happy, or do you really envision yourself getting any happier with nothing changing?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
no effort.
Like, with no effort. Like, you know, so you have to, it's so, and I think that's amazing. Your spirit seems really amazing from your email, that you want to make this work. You love him, and you care for him, and you want him to do better, and you want to help him do better. That's awesome. That's amazing.
Yeah.
But you can't do it for him.
No, you definitely can't. You can't change him. You can't make him want it more than he does.
Absolutely. So
I hope that this helps.
Yes.
You said any advice that we had. So we're
hopefully there was some
we'll
advice
pray for
in
your
there
situation
somewhere,
and that something changes. And thank you for trusting us enough to even get our opinion.
And know that we're not professionals.
Yeah.
We don't know. This is all our opinion, right? So we just giving you our opinion based on.
Yeah.
So
that pretty much wraps up this week's episode. I hope that you guys enjoyed. Hopefully, we answer all your
we hate
questions.
Hearing. I think if we seem down, we hate hearing situations like this.
Sucks.
It's a blessing to be able to talk to you from a happy marriage, like from a good relationship. But it sucks when you hear stuff like this is happening. It just stinks.
It does.
But yeah, hopefully we helped.
Yeah, hopefully we helped. If you guys have anything out there, if you're listening and you have a situation that you want us to discuss on the podcast, you can always email us at letsmakeoutpodcast@gmail.com.
That's right.
And put #AskGabeandBabe in the subject, and we will be happy to discuss it on our next episode.
That's right.
So guys, have a great day. Have a great weekend whenever you're listening to this.
You know what, before I forget, had you hit 100,000 on the Gabe Fix last week?
No. Well, last time we no.
Well, congratulations to my beautiful wife. The Gabe Fix YouTube channel hit 100,000 subscribers.
So excited!
All thanks to all of your wonderful
thank you to all
selves
of my
out there.
All my supporters.
All y'all fixers out there.
Thank you so much.
All y'all fixers.
You're so funny. We have got to wrap this up because we've got to get the baby. Okay.
Yes.
She's being watched right now, so it's time for us to wrap up.
Yes. So you know what to do. Make sure you follow us, all of the stuff we mentioned.
Yes. And
like this video. And
talk to us. Tell us what you think is cheating a deal breaker for you.
Yeah. And
if it's not, share some of your deal breakers. We'd love to hear that. Keep the conversation going.
Absolutely.
And if you have any advice for our Pete with the question, leave that down below also. She may come and, read the comments. So,
absolutely, yeah.
So let us know.
And then make sure you rate and review this podcast on iTunes or wherever you're listening to it. And we will talk to you later.
Bye, guys.
Deuces. All right, y'all. So we had a babysitter for the baby. So we got to go grab her. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed. And you know what to do. Thumbs it up. Subscribe it out. Tell everybody you know. And we will talk to you next time. Deuces.